Now, it was announced a couple of days ago that we lost one of the greats, Turkoman, at 34 years old. And I saw some beautiful photos online paying honor to him by Barbara Livingston. But you have more.
He was one of my favorite racehorses, Turkoman was. And that's not to say that he belongs in the conversation or certainly on the short list when you're talking about great racehorses. He was a champion. He was the champion older male of 1986. He was one of my favorites. I happened to be living in New York City, during the period of time when Turkoman was at his peak as a 4-year-old in 1986. I was at Belmont Park, I'll give you the date, on September 13th, 1986, when he went in the Grade 1 Marlboro Cup Handicap. Gary Stevens rode him that day. I pushed down, I kind of pushed my way through the crowd, and I was in the first line there behind the rope lines as the horses went from the paddock to the racetrack. And it's one of the few times in my life when a horse passed by me and I was literally breathless. He was beautiful. He was a tall, leggy, I think they call him scopy thoroughbred. He ran from the back of the pack. He closed a ton. He could do it at 6 furlongs. He could go 1.5 miles. He was by the great Aladar himself. Turkoman, he lived to age 34, which is tremendous. He was euthanized due to the infirmities of old age at a retirement, or actually his remains will go back to a retirement facility called the Our Mims Retirement Haven. And I want to read you something. This is from a woman named Jeannie Mirabito, who is the owner of that facility. And this is her statement with regard to the passing of Turkoman. Quote, "The great Turkoman may be gone from the earth, but his blood flows through the veins of many. He will never be forgotten. Run fast and free, Turk, down the lane, past the gate, over the mountains and into eternity, you were loved." If you ever have any doubt as to whether the people whose livelihoods depend on these stunning animals, that demonstrates the love that we have for these tremendous racehorses. So, R.I.P. Turkoman, one of my all-time favorites.
Well put. I mean, that got me emotional because I don't think too many people do realize that what these horses mean to not only the owners, the trainers, the jockeys, the fans, people that care for them after. Kate, you have some thoughts on Turkoman.
Well, Brittany, and I couldn't have said it better than Rich just did, and what a moving tribute to the sport as well as the horse. But Turkoman is pretty special to me, and I had the privilege of galloping horses that were by Turkoman, one of my favorites of all time. Here at Gulfstream, I galloped a mare named Maximount, who was a minor stakes winner, but as game and honest as they came, and just really one of my favorites for many times. Also, though, thought so much of the horse, Turkoman, that in kind of his twilight era as a stallion, Doug, my husband and I, he was not working as an agent at the time, and he actually wasn't employed as a racing secretary, but he had a dream of wanting to breed a horse. And at the time, my dad was training and we owned a few horses, and my mom had retired a mare by Hatchet Man, and we actually bred to Turkoman, and my dad shipped the mare over. The offspring was an Illinois bred named Turk or Treat, and Turk or Treat was very good to our family. He was kind of humble, but at the same time turned out about $150,000 and won a number of races kind of the hard way on the Illinois circuit. So he has, Turkoman, a very special place in our hearts as the sire of our horse, our only racehorse, Turkoman, Turk or Treat.
And you know what I forgot to point out, and producer Evan in the booth was waiting for me to talk about it. In 1986, when Turkoman went to the Breeders' Cup Classic, if he had won this race, and there he is launching from the back of the pack as always, if he had won this race, he would have been the Horse of the Year in 1986 going away. That's Lafitte Pincay Jr. and Skywalker winning the race for trainer Michael Whittingham at a gigantic number. Turkoman's going to run right by him on the gallop out. But that opened the door for the great Lady Secret to be Horse of the Year in 1986. That was Turkoman's last race, and that was his career. He came very close to being a champion of champions.
And when you see a horse run like that, it almost gives you chills, just swallowing up ground with each and every stride. And as I mentioned, many taking to Twitter to reflect on moments that they remember about Turkoman. And if you have the opportunity, follow Barbara Livingston. She just posted this great photo. It says, "Proof I love Turkoman more than most. That's me and that's him." She's sitting on top of a car. Her car is painted Alidar on the left and Turkoman on the right, nearly 2 decades ago. And as you mentioned, one of the most gorgeous and striking horses. I did not have the pleasure of seeing Turkoman run, but hearing the stories and taking a look at some of these photos, I can see why he was a fan favorite.
Okay.